The Connecticut Post reports that a Boston bus driver ran into a little problem while driving passengers home from a state casino. The driver, identified as Jin Hwan Chen, was snacking on a bag of gummy candies while bringing his 38 passengers home from the Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut. Mr. Chen claims he didn't know that his gummies were loaded with THC, the active ingredient in marijuana. As a result of consuming the tainted snack, state police say Mr. Chen blacked out behind the wheel. Following reports of a coach bus on the side of a highway, a trooper was dispatched who found Mr. Chen slumped in the driver's seat unconscious. One of the passengers told the trooper he saw Chen eating something from a bag next to his seat before he passed out. Police said they found an open bag of Smokies Edibles cannabis-infused fruit chews next to the driver. Chen was taken to Bridgeport Hospital, where police said he was found to have a high level of THC in his bloodstream. Police said the passengers, given a choice to wait for a new bus, chose instead to use a ride-sharing service to get home. Chen was arrested on a warrant at his Boston home. His manager, Victor Chen from GoGo Sun Tour, said Jin Hwan Chen had been driving for the Boston-based company for 10 years and had an exemplary record. He picked up a bag of candy at a local market here and didn't know it had marijuana in it, Victor Chen said. Jin Hwan Chen was charged with 38 counts of first-degree reckless endangerment.
This story, well, it just wasn't gonna end well. The Tampa Bay Times reports a 54-year-old Cuban man named Ernesto Cruz Graverin had been accused of frauding Medicare after submitting $4.2 million in healthcare claims for medical equipment that he never provided, and that Medicare beneficiaries never requested. Investigators learned that Cruz Graverin was planning to travel to Havana and approached him before his flight. He agreed to cooperate with a criminal investigation during an interview, and officials said they took his passport. So did Cruz Graverin await his court date and let justice prevail? Of course not. U.S. Coast Guard and U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers ended up finding Cruz Graverin aboard a broken-down jet ski in the waters south of Key West, headed in the direction of Cuba. You got that? He was planning to travel over 2,000 miles across the ocean on a jet ski. According to a criminal complaint, Cruz Graverin was on the jet ski with another individual, known to law enforcement to be a migrant smuggler. The jet ski was outfitted with a special fuel cell to allow for long trips and had food and bottles of water stashed in its compartments. I believe it is probable that Cruz Graverin was in fact fleeing to Cuba aboard the jet ski to evade prosecution. Homeland Security Investigations Special Agent Carlos Suarez wrote in the criminal complaint, Cruz Graverin was apprehended and a federal magistrate judge in Miami ruled that he should be held without bond pending trial. Now, I looked into this, okay? Jet skis are supposedly focused on performance, whereas Sea-Doos have a larger range. And I really wish that Cruz Graverin had used a Sea-Doo, only for the sole purpose of me to finish this story by saying, "Hey, Cruz Graverin, Sea-Doo later, alligator." Huh? Yeah? Okay.
Have you ever seen those really expensive alcohol bottles locked up in display cases at the liquor store? Did you know that they're usually for display purposes with empty boxes and water-filled bottles? Well, there are at least 3 men in Houston, Texas who figured that out the hard way. Fox 26 Houston reports that police are looking for 3 men caught on camera robbing a liquor store who managed to get away with a cheap Decoy bottle. The Houston Police Department said the 3 unidentified men walked into the store and crowded around a locked display case of alcohol. That's when authorities said the men asked about the $4,200 bottle that was locked in the case. When an employee unlocked it and pulled out the bottle, one of the men snatched it from the employee before running out of the store. Investigators said a man in the group removed another box of the same liquor from the case and tried to make off with it, only to discover the box was empty, and so he dropped it. As mentioned, the robbery was not a complete success. The employee reportedly told officers the item the men took off with was only a Decoy bottle, which was worth a lot less than the actual $4,200 bottle. Well, at least they can use it to stay hydrated. I mean, hydration is important, right?
Ah, forbidden love. The excitement, the danger, the attempted murder accusation? The Times of India reports that a man was arrested after his girlfriend accused him of attempted murder for changing his mind on a suicide pact. Police said the woman got married to another man 8 years prior and had a daughter. She then met the man in question, named Chandu Yadav, and had an affair with him for several years. She claims that Yadav then secretly married another girl, and when she found out and confronted him, he assured her that he would divorce the other woman and marry her. Eventually, Yadav convinced the woman to go with him to the Yamuna Bridge, saying they would both jump together to end their lives. He destroyed both her cell phones, not sure why she had two, but okay, accompanied her to the bridge, but an argument ensued, and they didn't follow through with their plan. A short time later, however, they returned to the bridge. The woman claims that as she was standing near the railing, Yadav pushed her over into the river. She then discovered that Yadav had changed his mind and had not jumped after her. So she swam to safety, went to the police, and lodged the complaint. I honestly can't think of a punchline to this story that would be any sillier than the story itself.
If you want to see all our videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, click the subscribe button below. I mean, hey, my cat's gotta eat.